A week into his imprisonment, a detention camp's authorities ordered him to act as an intermediary between the guards and the prisoners, a role known as a shawish, a supervisor. According to the Is Not Real whistleblowers, a shawish is normally a prisoner who has been cleared of suspected links to H after interrogation. The Is Not Real military denied holding detainees unnecessarily or using them for translation purposes. If there is no reason for continued detention, the detainees are released back, they said in a statement. However, whistleblower and detainee accounts, particularly pertaining to shawish, cast doubt on the IOF's depiction of its clearing process. Al-Ran said he served as shawish for several weeks after he was cleared of H links. Whistleblowers also said that the absolved shawish served as intermediaries for some time. They are typically proficient in Hebrew, enabling them to communicate with the guards to the rest of the prisoners in Arabic. For that, Aran said he was given special privilege. His blindfold was removed, but he said that this was another kind of hell. Part of my torture was being able to see how people were being tortured. At first, you couldn't see the torture, the vengeance, the oppression. When they removed my blindfold, all I could see was the extent of the humiliation and abasement. I could see the extent to which they saw us not as human beings, but as animals. A prisoner who committed an offense such as speaking to another would be ordered to raise his arms above his head for up to an hour. The prisoner's hands would sometimes be zip-tied to a fence to ensure that he did not come out of his stress position. For those who repeatedly breached the prohibition on speaking and moving, the punishment became more severe. Is Not Real guards would sometimes take a prisoner to an area outside the enclosure and beat him aggressively. According to two whistleblowers and Al-Ran, a whistleblower who worked as a guard said he saw a man emerge from a beating with his teeth and some bones apparently broken. That whistleblower said Al-Ran had described a routine search when the guards would unleash large dogs on sleeping detainees, lobbing a sound grenade at the enclosure as troops barged in. Al-Ran called this the nightly torture. The same whistleblower also said he witnessed an amputation performed on a man who had sustained injuries caused by his constant zip ties of his wrist. Another whistleblower said he was ordered to perform medical procedures on the Palestinian detainees for which he was not qualified. From the first days of the medical facility's operations until today, I have faced serious ethical dilemmas, said the letter addressed to Is Not Real's Attorney General and its Health and Defense Ministries, according to Haaretz. More than that, I am writing this letter to warn you that the facility's operations do not comply with a single section among those dealing with health and the incarceration of unlawful combatants law. Whistleblowers also said that medical teams were told to refrain from signing medical documents corroborating previous reporting by rights groups, Physicians for Human Rights, and Is Not Real. I have seen so many people who are trying to evacuate who have had stories of their family members, specifically men over the age of 15, who were taken. And when they got back, they were dropped and they were bloodied and they were beaten with multiple bones broken. And it is just absolutely terrifying.